It was around this time that a routine medical screening warned that Chris might have tuberculosis. We talked about it on the phone. I remember the discussion vividly. Not because of the disease. I thought further testing would say he was fine, which it did, but because of his attitude. Namely, that he was replaceable. If I die, you could just get a new husband and Bubba can get a new dad, he told me. It made me furious, heartbroken. It was as if he didn't understand how irreplaceable he was to me, to our son, and to the rest of the family. It was as if he didn't know how much I loved him. I realized later that, in his mind, he was only being realistic. He wanted what was best for me. He had seen death up close and watched the mission go on, lives go on, whether people wanted it to or not. If he couldn't be there, he still wanted me to be happy. Even so, it was a devastating statement at the time. In some ways, I never got over it. A girl. Having children changes things in a marriage. There are good changes and bad changes. One of the worst is that it tends to shorten tempers. That made things a little testy around our house after Chris came home. I saw it as the natural state of things, and only temporary. Chris was surprised, I think, that things weren't as smooth between us as they had been. "Oh, we'll get through it," I'd tell him. "I don't know." Other people go through this all the time, especially with a new baby. Didn't your parents ever argue? Actually, they don't seem to have argued at all, at least not in front of the kids. Maybe there's a lesson for us in that. It's okay to argue in front of our children. It prepares them for later in life. And those of you with idyllic marriages where you never fight at all, fake it a few times for the rest of us, okay? Just joking. Chris's enlistment was nearing its completion, and we began talking about whether he would stay in the Navy or not. Having lived through 2 deployments already, I was more than ready for him to come out. I thought he was, too. In his letters home, he said he couldn't wait to be home and spend more time with us. He said he hated being away. We had started our family, and both of us wanted a more stable life with him home and involved with the kids. This was all true, but it turned out that I wanted that more than he did. He loved being a SEAL more than he loved being home, or at least, he loved them equally and thought he could continue doing both. I didn't. It took only a few conversations before I realized that he was leaning heavily toward re-enlisting. If he did, he knew he would redeploy back to Iraq within a year. To look at it from his point of view, he thought he still had work to do there. And truthfully, few people could protect as many people as Chris could. Even though I told him he had already done his bit, he felt it was his duty to continue fighting for his country. "If you tell me not to re-enlist, I won't," Chris told me. "I don't want that on my shoulders," I answered. "Telling you not to live your dream. You love your job. But I also want to be honest. If you do re-enlist, it will change the way I think about things. It will be different. I don't want it to be, but I know deep in my gut it will be. You keep saying romantic things about wanting to stay and build your home here. If you go and re-enlist, then I don't know that I'll think they're true." In retrospect, I think those romantic dreams were true for Chris. It's just that he thought he could have his career in the Navy and his family life. Many people do. And I think he realized that while I might discount what he said about wanting to be home, I wouldn't give up loving him. I prayed that God would help him make the best long-term decision for our family. I was disappointed when that answer turned out to be re-enlisting. No, I didn't stop loving him. Things did change between us, but it was more than just his enlistment. Soon after he re-upped, we discovered we were expecting again. We got pregnant with Angel almost by accident. I was thinking it was just about time to go on birth control, and wham!